We know that stimulus money is going to obvious things like fixing roads and saving teachers' jobs, but it's also helping to put food on the plates of struggling Americans. $19.6 billion for food stamps over the next 5 years, $100 million to update school lunch equipment, and $100 million for food banks. Some of the biggest names in the food industry got big cash contracts to stock food banks across the country. We followed your money from the Treasury to the plates of struggling Americans.
We all set? Thank you so much.
Robert Carlucci never thought he'd carry home his groceries in a box from a food pantry. This single father of two from rural Franklin, North Carolina, lost his job as a carpenter more than a year ago. And now, like 18 million other unemployed Americans, he struggles to make ends meet.
I can't believe I'm here. I mean, I'm the one that's usually donating around Thanksgiving time and Christmas time. And now here I am, I'm needing that. And it was just surreal.
Carlucci's dinners are now paid for, in part, with $100 million of stimulus money, awarded by the government to food companies you've heard of, like Del Monte, Jennie-O, and Tyson, to make food for overburdened food banks. But the biggest influx of cash went to little-known Lakeside Foods, one of Wisconsin's largest companies. It received more than $21 million to make, among other things, canned pork. Lakeside declined to talk to CNN, so we went to their factory in Plainview, Minnesota, to find out how employees feel about the lucrative contract.
It's great. It helps the company out a lot.
I heard they received some money, but I didn't have no idea how much it was.
It was enough, according to our government sources, to create 52 new jobs. Overall, the Department of Agriculture tells CNN the entire $100 million for food companies created 195 jobs. For Kitty Schaller, head of the Manna Food Bank in Asheville, North Carolina, her priority is feeding people.
It is not a waste of taxpayer money. The economic stimulus package has helped us to provide for the most basic needs for people who are truly in need.
Her food bank gladly took that canned pork, where demand is up 40%. So did thousands of other food banks across the country. But is this stimulus?
This is clearly a type of welfare. It's a welfare expansion.
Robert Rector, a senior fellow at the conservative think tank, the Heritage Foundation, approves of using federal money for food banks. But, he argues, the entire stimulus bill merely expands welfare.
It does help support people who've lost their jobs, and that's a good thing, but it's not going to put more jobs back into the economy.
Stephen Kyle, a professor of economics at Cornell University, disagrees, saying there's also a ripple effect.
Sure, it's stimulating the economy. That food is produced here in the United States. That stimulates the U.S. economy. Those farmers then end up with more money, and they turn around and buy more equipment, hire more laborers. Maybe they buy themselves a new Caterpillar tractor. Who knows?
I'm barely making it.
As for Robert Carlucci, the stimulus bill may not have given him a job, but it did keep him and his daughters, Samantha and Allison, from going hungry.
My kids have to eat. We all have to eat.
$100 million of stimulus dollars for food companies helped create 195 jobs. That's according to the Department of Agriculture. And a great update from Robert Carlucci. He just got a new job after being out of work for 13 months. He'll be building log cabins. For CNNMoney.com, I'm Christine Romans.